Hi, I've been looking for an effective way to create a lot of hydrogen gas, and in doing so I've come across a very uncommon but effective way to make it. Everything you need you can buy from a grocery store, or more likely already have. And you too can explore the energy source of the future, or, if you're more like me, fill some balloons with hydrogen and blow them up to scare the crap out of your neighbor's dog. The last time I tried making H2 gas, I reacted zinc with hydrochloric acid, and this method has its drawbacks. For instance, the highly carcinogenic halogenated waste that it produces. This time I have a much safer reaction, and that's reacting aluminum with water. You heard me right. Let me explain. There's a violent reaction that takes place when water reacts with solid aluminum metal. Here's the chemical equation. But you've probably noticed that aluminum doesn't start reacting when it gets wet. In fact, the delicious sandwich that you wrapped in aluminum foil isn't turning into combustible chemicals right now, for only one reason, and that's because aluminum foil quickly oxidizes in contact with air in a matter of less than a few seconds, and this creates a protective layer that prevents the pure aluminum metal from reacting with water. Now, if only we could remove this oxide layer, we could get the water to react with aluminum and create plenty of hydrogen gas for us. This protective layer is non-permeable and it forms within seconds, but it is possible to remove it with sodium hydroxide, aka lye. If you take nothing else away from this video, take away this. Don't mix aluminum and lye unless you want an unstoppable flammable reaction on your hands. Just so happens that's exactly what I want. So I contacted a professor at my university, Dr. Isley, who has a home-built setup to create hydrogen using this method, and he was nice enough to let me film and explain how it works. I'll let Dr. Isley explain what's going on.
The solubility of aluminum oxide and sodium hydroxide is low at room temperature and high at the boiling point of water. So it strips off some of the oxide layer, it starts generating hydrogen and a considerable amount of heat. And then as it generates more heat, the solution gets warmer, the oxide dissolves faster, exposes metal faster, generates heat faster, and then it kind of goes into a runaway.
Here's a diagram of exactly how we set this up, in case you want to try this at home. In a PVC container, we mix hot water and a surplus of lye to make an aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide. We have an entire industrial supply of lye, and here's a fun game. See where on this warning label it tells you not to get into contact with aluminum. I'll give you a second. Ha, there it is, 2/3 of the way down, and the wall of text that nobody's ever gonna read. As soon as we add a ball of aluminum foil, the reaction starts. Quickly put a lid on the vessel and make sure that it stays on, as the vessel will pressurize. Now the reaction is occurring and producing hydrogen gas, steam, and some other byproducts that we don't care about. A hose will collect both the hydrogen gas and the steam, and coil in the snow a bit to cool it off and condense the water vapor. This also catches anything heavy from the reaction vessel. This hose terminates at a second vessel filled with snow. See why I did this in the winter? That cools the gas and condenses the remaining water vapor. The lighter-than-air hydrogen gas moves to the top of the reservoir to fill a garbage bag that we have tied on top. It doesn't have to be airtight since the hydrogen is lighter than air, but if it can be, it should be. Give the reaction about 5 to 10 minutes to occur and you should have a sizable amount of hydrogen in the bag. While doing this, wear gloves because lye is caustic and will annoyingly burn your skin if it makes contact. The lab coat is optional. So now we have this garbage bag full of hydrogen, and minute amounts of other things, but mostly hydrogen. We went ahead and transferred it into some balloons using a 2-stroke pump. What this pump does is when you stroke it one way, it moves gas from the bag of hydrogen into the balloon, and when you stroke it the other way, it moves air from the atmosphere into the balloon. That way we can get a good mixture of hydrogen and oxygen inside the balloon. Well, we had a little fun, but you don't need to know about that. Balloons, they're fun. After we had our fun, we went outside to blow up the balloons, since hydrogen and oxygen are combustible. We didn't have any fuse wires, so we used toilet paper. That works too. You can tell that it was hydrogen burning in that because of the red hue that the explosion gave off. We also sent off a few more balloons into the heavens for similar results. I would like to close out of this video by thanking Dr. Isley directly. Without you, this video would not have been possible, at least in the amount of time that it took to make. Thanks for watching. To give you fodder for the comments, try and decide whether I'm giving this balloon to the little girl or stealing it from her. Alright, that's all I got. Remember to stay safe and have fun.